I Shah Gabar, Bun Yahweh Bun Yashala. I would like to give praise to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. I'd like to say double honors to the elders, apostles, a great millstone that rule well, and salutation to the alchemist pushing his word and truth, all right? I got a motivation about the tribes, man, called Asher, all right? So-called Colombians. So, basically, Asher, the tribe of Asher, go back to the Hebrew word Ashar means happy, all right? To Colombia to Aguare, after Columbus, all right? So basically, Christopher Columbus, you know what I'm saying, colonized South America, man, through slavery and tyranny, you know what I'm saying, and hard bondage, which I'm going to get to that later. So first and foremost, I'm going to prove it through the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, how Asher, Columbia, how Asher got his name, all right, from the Most High. All right, let me go to Genesis chapter 30, verse 13. And Leah said, happy am I, for the daughters will call me blessed. And she called his name Asher. Now I'm looking up the word Asher, man. That's the northern kingdom, all right? Goes back to the Hebrew word Ashar, like I said before, happy. The son of Jacob, Sipel, and tribe descended from Asher, a city east of Shechem and Manasseh. So this proved that the Ashers, the so-called Colombians, are the Hebrew Israelites, man. They're Israelites, and they descended from Jacob, right? So I'm gonna get into they culture. Then I'm gonna back it up with the scriptures. All right. First and foremost, I'm gonna get into they art. All right, I'm gonna read this real quick and say, Colombian art has 3,000 years of history and covers wide range of media and styles ranging from Spanish Baroque, devotional painting, corbaya, gold craft work to lyrical Americanism painter Armando Obega, 1920-1922. Perhaps the most internationally acclaimed Colombian artist is painter and sculptor of Fernando Barreto. How you can pronounce this? Botero. All right. I'm just gonna read the the points. All right, and then I'm gonna go to the cinema. All right. It says Colombia Cinema of Colombia refers to the film industry based in Colombia. Colombian cinema begins in 1897 and has included silent films, eliminated films that internationally acclaimed movies. Government support included an effort in the 1970s to develop the state-owned cinematographic development company. I can't read the Spanish too good. Say which helped produce some films yet struggled to maintain itself financially and viable. Became defunct in 1993. In 1997, Colombian Congress approved Law 397 to Article 46 to the General Law of Culture, with the purpose of supporting the development of Colombian films industry and creating a film promotion mixed fund called Corporación in Movimento. I can't really pronounce the Spanish, man, real good. So Salakia for that. In 2003, Congress also approved the law of cinema, which helped to restart a cinematographic industry in Colombia. So that's one of their cultures. That's a second part of their culture. So I'm gonna go to their food. All right. the Colombian cuisine. Let's say I'm gonna read this part right here. Culit viluna, a typical dish um, of the Valle de Cauca region of Colombia and the Afro-Colombian culture of the area near the Pacific Ocean. It includes a Malaysia, usually prepared with a lean pork loin, which in the law, you ain't supposed to be eating no pork, man. Beef or chicken can also be used. Traditional accompaniment accompaniment XDs including rice, sliced tomatoes, onions, chopped, fried plantains or fries, and drink called lulada, made with lulu fruit, water, and sugar. I'm gonna read this right quick. It say Colombian cuisine includes the cooking traditions and practices of Colombia's Caribbean shoreline, Pacific coast, mountains, jungle, and ranchlands. Colombian cuisine varies regionally and is influenced by indigenous Chibok, Chibcha, Spanish, African, Arab, and some Asian cuisines. So basically, they food, man, is what I'm saying, got some good food, except the pork, man. So I just like to read the points, man. That's it. You know. Now I'm gonna get into they dancing. All right. Let's say kumbaya. It's a dance-oriented music genre popular throughout Latin America. It began as a courtship dance practiced among the African population on the Caribbean coast of Colombia and Panama. It later mixed with Armenian and European instruments, steps, and musical characteristics and spread throughout Latin America and abroad. While other genres of Latin American music have remained associated with Pacific countries and regions, kumbaya has grown to be one of the most widespread and unifying musical genres and emerged from Latin America. All right. And that's all I'm gonna read real quick. I'm just scanning through the topics. Folklore. All right. Colombia traditional folk tales and stories about legendary creatures, which are transmitted orally and passed on to new generations. Some of them are common with other Latin American countries. The Colombian folklore has strong influences from Spanish culture with elements of African and Native American culture. So that proved that our people are Israelites, man. And then it proved that Christopher Columbus, he took over basically through bloodshed, man. He took South America, man. Right? They literature. Go to their literature real quick. Colombian literature. All right, they say as an expression of the culture of Colombia is heterogeneous due to the consistence of Spanish, African, and Native American heritage. Is an extremely diverse geography. 5 distinct historical and cultural traditions can be identified with their own social-economic history. The Caribbean coast, Greater Antioquia, and Kudinamit. Well, I can't really pronounce this. It's a Kudin, Amakra, Boyacá Highlands, Greater Tolima, and the Western Valley. All right. I'm just gonna get to the point. I'm gonna go to their music. It says the music of Colombia is an expression of Colombian culture which contains diverse music genres, both traditional and modern, according to the features of each geographic region. Although it is not uncommon to find different musical styles in the same region, and diversity in musical expression found in Colombia can be seen as the result of mixture of African, native, indigenous, and European, especially Spanish influences, as well as more modern American. Colombia has a vibrant collage of talent and touches a full spectrum of rhythms, hanging from pop music, classical music, salsa, rock music. Colombian music is promoted mainly by support of largest record labels, independent companies, and government of Colombia through the Ministry of Culture. So I'm just reading about they cultures, man. Radio and television. Go to that too. And I'm hit the scriptures and prove why they got all this. You know what I'm saying? Why the Lord, you know what I'm saying, blessed them with all this, right? Say media in Colombia refers to media available in Colombia consisting of several different types of communications media: television, radio, cinema, newspapers, magazines, and internet-based websites. Colombia also has a national music industry. Many of the media are controlled by large for-profit corporations who reap revenue from advertising, subscriptions, and sale of copyrighted material, largely affected by piracy. Media Colombia is regulated of the Ministry of Communications and National Television Commission. All right. They sports. Sports in Colombia refers to the playing of sports in Colombia. They are professional sports league as well as amateur leagues for numerous sports. Football, cycling, and roller skating are the most popular sports in Colombia. The government of Colombia sponsors numerous individuals and teams nationally and internationally through a Ministry of Culture enable sports people to represent Colombia in competition and achievement of professional sports people are a source of national pride for Colombians. All right. And the last but not least, I'm gonna go to theater, and after this, I'm gonna get into the scriptures. Theater was introduced in Colombia during the Spanish colonies in 1550 through Zarzuela companies. Colombia theater is supported by the Ministry of Culture and a number of private and state-owned organizations. Among the most important organizations in the National Association of Scenic Directors, Performing Arts Workers Association, called the ANDE. All right, it's a associations: Antigua Storytellers Association, Colombian Association of Critique and Theater Research, Puppeteers Association, Colombian Corporation of Theater, among others. I'm gonna read a little history too, real quick. Columbia Theater was introduced during the colonization by the Spanish between 1550 and 1810, and the end of the 19th century and beginning of the 20th century. The most important center of theater in Colombia was the Colón Theater downtown Bogota, which named after Christopher Columbus, man. Cristobal Colon, you know. These theaters were built resembling Italian agriculture style, because Christopher Columbus, he come from Italy, you know, and he colonized and stole South America, man, from Asher. Centuries interest for theater and spread all over Colombia, and many theaters were built in the biggest cities of Colombia. Colombia currently holds one of the biggest theater festivals in the world, properly called the Liberal America Theater Festival. As in many other parts of the world, future actors and actresses begin their performing their experience in theater, many of them with a goal of making it to television or film. Theater in Colombia is informally known as tablas, woods, because of the wooden stages on which actors perform their plays. Colombia has a mature system of theater companies which reaches an audience mostly in the city of Bogota. All right, so that's the culture of Colombia. So all this they got, man. You know what I'm saying, about the Most High, man. And I'm gonna go to the scripture and prove that. I'm gonna go to Genesis chapter 49. I'm gonna start at 1 real quick. Salakia. All right. Let's say Genesis 49:1. It say, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. So Jacob, which is the Hebrew word Yaquab, which Yaquab, man, all right, which Israel, gathered all his sons, and he told them what he's going to befall them in the last days. So guess what? I'm gonna go to Genesis chapter. I'm gonna stay on 49, and I'm gonna go to 20. It said, out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. So those the bread shall be fat, and his royal dainties goes back to the culture of Colombia, man. They art, cinema, cuisine, dance, folklore, literature, music, radio, and television, sports, and theater. So the Lord basically said that Genesis 49:20, out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties, man. All right. So I'm gonna end it with that. And I would like to say, call halal Yahweh Shema Shai. I'd like to say double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, salutation Akim, to the Akim that's pushing his word of truth and sincerity. Shalom.